Hola, hola, te doy la bienvenida a Spring Spanish. Welcome to Spring Spanish. Mi nombre es Mariana, my name is Mariana, and I am one of the teachers at Spring Spanish. In this video, I'll share with you tips and tricks that will help you sound like a native when speaking Spanish. I know that words like otorrinolaringología might seem like a very challenging tongue twister. Between you and me, that particular word is also very challenging for us, native speakers. Anyway, no te asustes. Don't be frightened. Keep calm and pay attention to the following details which will help you master the pronunciation of the Spanish language. ¡Vamos! First of all, buenas noticias, good news. Spanish is a phonetic language, which means that words are pronounced as they are spelled and are spelled as they are pronounced. Does that make any sense? Maybe not so much. So let's go over an example in English, which is not a phonetic language. Take the word read, for instance. It may be pronounced read, as I did just now, or read. The difference in pronunciation results in different meanings, right? When Spanish speakers learning English come across words like read, they usually pronounce each vowel individually, as in read. They do that because, as a phonetic language, that's how Spanish works. And that's something you should use to your advantage. Now, there are a total of 32 sounds in Spanish. 27 consonant sounds such as D, P, F, and 5 vowel sounds, such as A, E, I. It might seem like a lot, but you'll be happy to know that since Spanish and English have a common ancestor, you already know 18 consonant sounds and 2 vowel sounds. See? Es más sencillo de lo que parece. It's easier than you might have thought. By the way, since vowels and consonants are the building blocks of pronunciation, you should definitely check out my video about el abecedario. In the meantime, let's go over the tips and tricks I promised. Escucha con atención. Listen carefully. There are a lot of letters in Spanish that share the same sound. Which, you might ask? Well, you'll be surprised. First, we've got la letra B y la letra V. I have a whole video about these two friends, so feel free to check it out to learn more about them. Before you do, listen carefully and try to repeat after me. Bienvenida, bienvenida. Verbo, verbo. Do you notice any difference? You didn't, right? Similarly, letters C, S, and Z sound like English letter S. Listen carefully and try to repeat after me. Sorpresa, sorpresa. Zapato, zapato. Decir, decir. Cerca, cerca. Did you notice that letter C has 2 different pronunciations in the last word? Well, that's because when letter C appears in front of vowels A, O, U, it sounds like letter K in English. But when it appears in front of vowels E and E, it will always sound like letter S. If you train your listening and speaking skills in our Spring Spanish Academy, for instance, you'll get a hang of this very quickly. Now, you should know that Spain treats letters C and Z a bit differently. Al otro lado del charco, across the pond, people say zapato and cerca. What can I say? Spanish is incredibly rich and varied. Another set of words that share the same sound are la letra Y y la doble L, letters Y and double L. Take the words yate, yate. Inyección, inyección. Llamada, llamada. Let's take it a step further and look at these words in a sentence. Recibí una llamada en mi yate. Recibí una llamada en mi yate. Basically, if you memorize these sounds, you're all set. But if you go to Argentina or Uruguay, you'll notice that they say, recibí una llamada en mi yate. Argentinians might also say, se está cayendo el cielo con esta lluvia, which means it's raining cats and dogs. Letters G and J also share a sound, but that happens only when letter G appears in front of the vowels E and E. Look, jirafa, jirafa. Jamón, jamón. Gemelo, gemelo. Gigante, gigante. So, always think of the word history to pronounce la letra J, letter J, and la letra G, letter G. Now, did you notice that letter G has two different sounds in the word gigante? Well, you're already familiar with that sound. Think of the word goose in English. Letter G in Spanish will always have that sound in front of vowels A, O, and U, but its sound will resemble that of letter H in English when followed by the vowels E and E. Lastly, letters C, K, and Q comprise the last set of words that share the same sound. La letra K, letter K, is very rare in Spanish, and that's because letters C and Q sort of replace it. You'll see letter K in words like kilómetro, kilómetro. And you'll listen to that same sound in sentences like ¿Dónde queda tu casa? ¿Dónde queda tu casa? Queda a 1 kilómetro de aquí. Queda a 1 kilómetro de aquí. If you have any doubts about the pronunciation of these sets of words, leave a comment below. Now, antes de despedirme, before saying goodbye, I'd like to go over 3 sounds that are unique to the Spanish language. First, la letra H, letter H. A common mistake made by English speakers is that they pronounce this letter because that's what you do in words like house and helmet. Pero, en español, la letra H is muda. Letter H is silent in Spanish. So, you should never say its name. It's like, you know who in that particular storyline about a boy whose name starts with an H? Exacto! You got it! Letter H is Lord Voldemort in Spanish.
I could not touch him. It was old magic.
For example, hola hijo, ¿cómo estás hoy? Another sound that is unique to Spanish and that usually makes non-native speakers struggle is the double R. So, to pronounce words like ferrocarril, carrera, tierra, perro, barril, simply think of trilling the R sound. Listen and try repeating after me. Fumé un cigarro en el ferrocarril. And last but not least, la letra ñ. This letter exists only in the Spanish language. Think of it as an N with a magic hat that changes its pronunciation. To pronounce it, think of the words onion and canyon. Now, listen and try to repeat after me. Esta mañana vi una araña. En otoño iré a la cabaña. Time to put this into practice and learn some phrases in Spanish. Well, we've got Quisiera bailar salsa. Remember, the letter Q sounds like letter K. Me gusta la historia. Remember, the letter H is Lord Voldemort in Spanish. Ya llegó por quien lloraban. It's the saying we use to announce someone's arrival in a funny or dramatic way. It depends on context. And remember, Letter Y and double L sound the same way. Compremos piña para la niña. We're not talking about a specific girl, we just enjoy making rhymes. And remember that la letra ñ is an N with a magic hat. Muy bien, now you know the secrets that will allow you to master the sounds in Spanish just like native speakers do. In addition to practicing what you've learned today, you might want to check out my videos about the building blocks of pronunciation, the vowels, and the alphabet. Additionally, feel free to check out the other Spanish beginner videos prepared by the other Spring Spanish teachers. You'll find them all on our channel. As you know, being able to pronounce words in Spanish doesn't mean you can have a conversation just yet. If you'd like to acquire or improve your speaking skills in Spanish, you certainly shouldn't miss our free training on our website. With this training, you'll discover the method we use at our Spring Spanish Academy to teach students to speak fluent Spanish. If you're interested, click on the link in the description box below to sign up. Nos vemos! Until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends.